Hi, all, I'm Epic Phil, and welcome back to the Epic Travels podcast. And on this episode, I have a guest who is a guru at podcasting who's been doing it for so many years. Most of his podcasts are about Orlando, Florida. What helps out here today, because interviewing him, it will also be about his trip he just had with his family to Orlando, Florida on International Drive. He didn't stay in the gatekeepers of Universal Studios and Walt Disney World. He is the man, the myth, the legend. He is Mr. Craig Lucas, and he's with us today. So sit back and relax and find out the good, the bad, the ugly of podcasting, YouTube stuff here that he does a little bit of, and his trip to Orlando, Florida with his family. We're going to have laughs and jokes and some serious things to talk about. So before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe on TikTok and YouTube. It's free after all. Press the bell notification so when you know new episodes drop, you're first to know. Plus, we're going to have this on a podcast app like Apple and Spotify and that. So do us a massive favor. Give it the best review you can. Right, cue that damn good music of mine that I stole online. Okay, welcome back everyone after that terrible music that I made for us. Well, I stole actually, but who cares? And as you can see with me today, we have the 6'7", and you can't teach that man, Craig Lucas. He's 6'7", isn't it?
6'5", makes them shrinking.
Right, we're going to do wrestling. He's 6'8".
Yeah.
We're just going to put some heels on his shoes. So, as I said earlier, everyone, as you know, this is Mr. Craig Lucas, one of the pod fathers, a king of podcasts and a man of many podcasts. And I couldn't blow more smoke up his ass if I tried. Well, he'd probably love me to, but
You can try harder. Come on, try harder.
I can try something harder up there. No, no, no,
Oh,
no. Stop there.
more
That.
there?
Oh dear, that's probably lost a few viewers already there. Anyway, Craig, we are here today. We're going to talk about a few things about your history of podcasting, but we'll get to that later. But we're really talking about you escaping the gatekeepers, Universal Studios
Yeah.
and Disney World, staying on property, and for the first time in a long time, staying on the International Drive. So let's get into this first. Where did you go? Sort of how long did you go for, and who did you go with? Stop and listen if you're seeing this bit here. I have a competition coming to my YouTube channel very soon, and it's very simple what the competition is. As soon as I hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, I am doing a competition for a Universal Studios hotel, Endless Summers Resort, Surfside Inn Suites and Dockside Inn and Suites. I am doing a beach towel. And these beach towels ain't cheap and they're great quality. So Endless Summer Resort Beach Towel is up once I hit 3,000 subscribers. And it's very simple how this is going to be done. Let me quickly explain this. All you have to do is be a subscriber on YouTube channel, Epic Phil Travels. Then, when I make the video, what goes out when I hit the 3,000 subscribers, I say to you a special word in it that you have to comment with the special word. I will then give you a number for that special word. I will do the draw if I hit the 3,000 before Orlando. But if I'm in Orlando, I will do the draw in Orlando, or when I finally hit 3,000, I will do the draw and we'll do one of the special raffles with number, and the winner will win an Endless Summers Resort beach towel. I think they're about $40. They're not cheap. So all you got to do, as I said, is subscribe to Epic Field Travels on YouTube. Don't forget to press that bell notification so you don't forget when the videos drop. And to help the channel grow, all you've got to do is like and comment on the videos. I love chatting to you all in the comments. Now let's get back to the podcast, the show, or whatever this is showing up in.
The last time I stayed anywhere near International Drive was is it Turkey Lake Road on the with the McDonald's on the corner, or is that
Sound like.
the big McDonald's? Sand Lake, yeah, the Junction Fry for the nightmare. We stayed in it used to be at was it a Days Inn? We went investigating. It's not there anymore. That was in 2001. We stayed there. Kerry's first time, my second time to Florida, that was. So we haven't been on international drive since then, since 2001. Um, Basically, what happened was this summer, we're trying to get to Europe, we're trying to get to Mallorca, Tenerife. I spoke to you about hotels in Tenerife,
Oh,
and
this
I
could be
swear
weird.
down, I couldn't get to Europe, Tenerife, Gran Canaria, Lanzarote, Cyprus, anywhere for a family of four for less than 5 or 6 grand. And and then I was just sitting there one day, about 3 weeks before we went, and I went on um, what website did I go on? Oh, Expedia. Went on a holiday, four of us staying in the Avanti for off the top of my head, it was about 2,600 for four of us for 10 days. And it was flying Aer Lingus and it had no luggage on it. It was just hand luggage. So I went on Virgin and I could get a similar holiday for like 3,200. And then I went and spoke to my little mate Gaynor in the Liverpool One shop of Virgin Holidays. And she said, "Have you seen this Sonesta Suites? It's short walk from Avanti. It's across the road from Icon Park, literally. It's two-bedroom apartment with kitchen, 200. I had 76,000 air miles, and I said, what can I do with them? Because you can't get flights with your air miles anymore. It's really convoluted now. You've got to get a seat. You can't really get discounts. And she said, oh, yeah, you can sell them. So I got rid of all.
Welcome to Audio
I can
Muck-Ups. I
hear
feel like
you.
Simon.
You're going to have to do some editing.
Oh, who cares? I love doing that stuff. So, what are these headphones called? There we go. Is it coming through now? Who knows? Yeah, there we go. The headphones are
Can
done.
you hear me?
I can hear you now, and yeah, I'm going to turn that football because I don't care about it. It's getting on my nerves.
I wondered why I was getting a word in edgeways.
No, this is
You're
different
sitting
type of
there
show. I
looking
love the
like you're
guest
listening.
talking, so I can be lazy.
All right, okay. So we got the holiday for 2,800 all in, flying with Virgin. Um, we just had to sort out our own transfers, uh, and, and that was basically it. So what we ended up doing is 280 quid for 10 days. Yeah, they don't.
So, the mate, that's a fantastic price, though, especially at such shortest notice as well. And
Oh
in
well,
it was
yeah,
August, yeah.
it was August, yeah, 10 days in August. Unbelievable. Couldn't believe it. So we booked the Radisson Red down at Heathrow. That was the only thing. We had to go to Heathrow. Not a travel on the trains because I drive on them. So we went down the day before, went and stayed at the Radisson Red at Heathrow, and then the next day nearly missed the flight.
Oh, I remember you putting
Yeah,
something up
yeah,
about that in the group
yeah.
about the
So
the tunnel or something.
there was they said first of all they said there was a crash, then they said there was a software issue. So who knows what actually took place? But we had when you've got like lobbies, lounges through your bank, you
Yeah.
very rarely get access to them because it's through the bank and they're always booked up, and especially 3 weeks before you're flying. And I could get four places in Heathrow in one of the lounges, so I booked them. So we were leaving. The flight, off the top of my head, was around 1 o'clock, 1:45 maybe, something like that. Virgin, and we are going over, getting there nice and handy to go to the lounge that we've booked in. We walked outside, 30 odd people outside the Radisson Red. Not unusual. Everyone's got suitcases. And then the fella goes, "You'll be lucky to get to Heathrow today, mate." What are you talking about? Something's going on in the tunnel. Everything's gridlocked. I suggest you go to the back of the hotel and get an Uber that way. So we stood there for 20 minutes, panic. We had like, at this point, like 4 hours to the flight. So it's a mile away. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And we basically went to the back eventually. Then we had to wait an hour for an Uber, an hour. And God love him, right? This little fella turned up, like a bat out of hell, like a banshee, just fucking unbelievable. And he got us to Terminal 5, which was the only way we could get to Heathrow. Then we had to get back on the train, get across to Terminal 2. And then we were basically in the queue of thousands, and they're walking up and down going, LAX, anyone for LAX? And pulling them out. Philadelphia, anyone for Philadelphia? Pulling them out. And then as like this horror. We were basically two rows from the front, so it was still a good couple of hundred people in front of us. Orlando, and up, got pulled out, threw the cases on, and then the little tractor that puts the cases on goes off. That broke down.
Oh,
That literally
no.
broke down. So they said just leave your cases where you are, which is and oh my God. Turns out we had enough time in the end to get to Boots, get a meal deal. Uh,
Ah, it's not that bad, really, is it?
it wasn't that bad in the end.
Yeah, I can imagine the stress though, because you don't know if you're going to make it in time. I've only been to Heathrow once, and to tell you the truth, I bloody hate it. Welcome back if you're still there. Hopefully, the technical problems that are like West Ham.
The
Yeah.
technical problems,
Yeah. Yeah.
West Ham's defence and Man City's
Goalkeeper.
defence.
Oh, both them goalkeepers are terrible. Watching them games, I couldn't believe how bad they were. But as a Chelsea fan, I couldn't be happier.
Uh,
So we got to the airport because you had a Batman as a driver from Uber,
yeah,
who got you there. You got on the train, then you had staff members stressing out with big bits of cardboard, I'm guessing, shouting out different areas you were going to take them
yeah.
people. Got your boots food and got to the airplane. Anything from there onwards.
No, everyone was plain sailing then. Virgin economy seats aren't the best when you're 6'5", but it was all right.
Did you have an
Uh,
aisle?
I, I had an aisle, yeah, but people walk up and down the aisles. I was sitting next, so them three were on a three by the window. I was on the four in the middle with another family who just didn't speak to me, just like pretended I wasn't there. Which I find I always like to have a gab with people, and it makes the flight go a bit quicker. But
Oh
they
yeah.
didn't want to talk. They didn't want to talk to me, so I basically went mad. Um, I don't tend to watch the telly. I haven't done that for the last few couple of years. I like to just listen to music instead. So just listen to a bit of music for the flight. Then we land and we're in MCO. We're in Orlando. Can't believe it. The like we've already booked next year's holiday. We went 2 years ago, 2023. So we're like, I mean, everyone knows I'm going back to Orlando in the next couple of days. But it's like when we're with the family, we're in MCO here. We goes and gets the hard sell off. I think it was Hertz we had, and we had a car. Oh, it's not going to be big enough for four cases. You can for an extra two, like doubling the cost for an extra 200 odd quid, you can upgrade your car to a bigger one. Don't want to, mate. We'll make it work, which we did. We put one of the seats down in the back. We got two cases in there. Got the other two cases in the boot. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Yeah, we've got that problem when we fly out. Well, I've just texted mum's cars because we can park at Gatwick for free.
Oh, good.
Because my mate is security of one of the main buildings there, so bit of a naughty, but but
Just,
I'm not
just
telling
on
you
a,
what building, people, so he can't get in trouble.
just some double yellows outside.
Yeah, but no, he's got a proper car park, and he said we can park. We just leave him a spare car key, so if he needs to move the car around the car park, he can. But
Yeah,
my mum's boot is terrible. It can fit one
yeah.
full size large case in, and then the rest have to go in the back of the car. It's not actually a
Mm,
very good design, personally, but modern cars ain't good anymore, especially in this country.
no, no. So again, it's amazing. You get out. We paid for one of them little passes to get you on all the on the
The
toll
toll pass,
roads.
yeah.
The visitor toll pass. Yeah, first time we've ever done that. It worked really well.
Did you do that with a person or did you do it by the machine?
We did it on the app before we went. We
Oh, right.
loaded it with $10, and then you go to the machine, you do your QR code, it spews out a little card. Once you walk out to your car, you then put your reg number in into the app,
Right.
and then away you go. And I think we spent something like $6 on the whole holiday on tolls, which it when you get back to the airport at the end of the holiday, you post it back in into the same machine. There's a little slot to post it back in, and then a short while later, you get a little email through saying this is your final, and they owed me $3. So it was good,
Are you
brilliant.
going to have a car for your quick trip with your daughter?
No,
No, but we'll
no.
get into that one later on because there's no point really talking about that because we can do another episode on that one anyway.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Content by Craig Lucas.
Hey. So, so bit of bit of trepidation as you drive into Sonesta Suites. Um, Funny story. There's two Sonesta Suites. There's one in downtown Orlando,
I did
which
not know
isn't.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, or it's not a Sonesta Suite. It's their head office or some. Um, but we're out of our comfort zone. We're following Siri blindly on the Apple Maps on the screen, and basically we ended up in. I don't think it was downtown Orlando. Actually, I think it was just somewhere. We don't know actually. I think it was the outskirts of Orlando, which was hilarious. Much effing and blinding from the big fella, and then because what all I did is it come up as soon as I connected it, it come up with a calendar notification, Sonesta Suites today. So I just clicked on that and it just took me to the directions. Well, it was the wrong one. So we ended up, we found it. Um, what I will say, my initial uh, outlook when I'm looking around International Drive as we're driving up it is there's hardly any traffic. This looks a bit run down, this. Oh, looks empty, this. Where is everyone? Oh, shit, what have we done here? And we went through the cases in. The staff, instantly the staff were brilliant. Lovely girl on the reception. Gives us our room. He goes up to the room. I always email ahead. I always tell them going. I always tell them it's a special occasion. We're flying over to celebrate our girls' GCSE results, our 27th wedding anniversary, and our other girls' degree. So tell them always do that, people. It's a top tip. In America, you might do a little bit extra for you.
Yeah, we've done that for the Villatel. We got my brother's 50th.
Um,
Plus,
yeah,
we've also pointed out as well that we've got a kid with very bad autism. So just cover that sort of problem as well because they don't know what the
yeah.
kid's about.
Yeah, so basically they give us we were on the top floor, which is always nice. We had a pool. We didn't. In Sonesta Suites, you don't really have a view, so we didn't really have a view. But you could look down into the pool from the balcony type of thing. And then when we walked in, there was a little welcome basket full of chocolates and crisps and sweets, a little bottle of prosecco for us to share with two little champagne glasses.
That's
With
fantastic.
and they took the time to print out little bits of paper, congratulations on your 27 years and all that type of stuff. And then there was two towel swans and petals on the bed. You've done rose petals on the bed.
So your daughters were mortified at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Uh, and all I can say about the room or the suite is very, very basic, but done very, very well. Very clean. Everything was new. Um, Unbelievable, beautiful, just lovely. Not the Ritz, but also not the Premier Inn. Do you know what I mean? It was spot on.
Yeah, it's definitely an upgrade. I've looked into it before. It's definitely an upgrade from things like the Rose in at what a lot of people stay on, and
Yeah, and better than the Avanti. Pissed all over the Avanti. We'd have been in four of us in one room on the Avanti. This way round, the girls could sleep in. They shared a room. We give them the bigger room because they're basically two sisters. So they had the bigger double bed. We had the smaller double bed. because we weren't asked. And then we headed off to Walmart once we put everything in, once we put the cases
Turkey
in and
Lake
everything.
Road,
Oh yes, and
Turkey Lakes.
literally half a mile away as the crow flies, but about 3 miles away because you've got
Drive.
to go. Yeah, yeah,
I've never
yeah,
understood for my drive why there's not even a bridge to walk over that.
yeah.
Because
And
it would make such a difference for people, especially your end of International Drive.
it's just bedlam in there.
Yeah.
Absolute bedlam. We were there at 9 o'clock at night after getting there and everything like that. It was absolutely rammed. And it's all people on holiday getting their stuff. It's bonkers.
Doesn't it start open till 1 a.m. now? I believe it changed a couple of weeks ago or something.
I don't know, mate. I don't know whether it was a 24-hour one or a
It
1
was
a.m. one.
before C19, and don't like saying the name anymore. So C19, it was 24 hours.
Yeah,
Then it got cut down to about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Now I think they've made it until 1 a.m. What I think
yeah.
eventually they'll go back to 24 hours.
Yeah, so it was bouncing. It was bouncing. It was fine. Do you know what I mean? You're just in Walmart, aren't you? So we weren't buying presents or not. We were buying the water, the turkey, the ham, the cheese, the bread, all that, the
Yeah.
crisps, all the snacks, the biscuits, whatever, that were going to last us for the next few days. The milk for your cup of tea in the morning, all that type of stuff. And then we got back. Um, we had our tea. We bought the subs from Walmart, which are something to behold, aren't they? We chopped one in half, me and her, because they were huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with a little handful of crisps on the side. Didn't even buy any ale. Didn't buy any ale. Um, we just got back, had our tea, and because I didn't want to buy ale, I wanted. Well, first of all, I thought the Sonesta Suites would have had a bar, which it didn't. So that's the
Really?
only. Yeah, yeah, no bar.
Nice to know.
Uh, the breakfast. So here's another top tip for you. Sonesta Suites. The breakfast on all the websites, it said free breakfast buffet for all guests. So we thought, ooh, I'm having that. So goes down the next morning, and there's a little very, very, very limited menu. A croissant with cheese and a sausage thing on and an egg, or little tub of porridge or a muffin, and that was
Cold baked
about it.
beans.
And you had to pay for it. That was the thing, right? Now, it was only on the last morning I went down and said, "Look, I'm a Sonesta member because so I signed up before I went. Um, can I claim the points for this holiday to hopefully get me some? Because I've done 10 days at the Sonesta Suite, so maybe I'll get a load of points." And she said, "You can't, but you because it's done through a third party, but you get uh, $5 a day free breakfast, and you get a faster internet connection." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So on the last morning, when I went down to tell them, the breakfast roll that I bought, our Grace every morning had a waffle with cheese sauce on. Sorry, cheese sauce, chocolate sauce on.
That's I'm about to say. That's a bit different. That is cheese
I
and
know,
chocolate
yeah.
sauce.
um, so if I'd have known that, so again, that's another top tip. If you're staying in one of these hotels, see if they've got a website, see if you can become a member, because you might get some little perks. You might get a complimentary upgrade or something.
Yeah, why not? But I should actually check that with the Villatel maybe. See if they've got a
Yeah,
membership. Because
yeah,
if any does, I've contacted them. I know I'm being a bit cheeky. I've contacted them saying, look, I'm staying in your resort. I do YouTube and all that. I do a lot of tours of hotels and villas and all that sort of stuff. They said to me, you can only join up with our creators program. What I've declined for serious reasons. I don't want them having control over my vlogs, telling me, no, I don't like that, so you're not putting that on there. We want that taken down. Because if I don't like something, I'd rather say I don't like something.
yeah.
So
To be
I
honest,
could have
yeah,
had
an
a free
honest review.
upgrade. Yeah, I could have had a free upgrade probably, but I'd rather
Yeah,
not. I mean, a four
yeah.
bedroom villa is big enough anyway.
Well, I mean, if anybody does look at the Sonesta Suites, look, it sleeps six people. The one we were in, two in each bedroom. The couch bed pulls out for
Oh, that's
another double
nice.
bed, so six people. It's got a very, very small rectangular pool, and it's surrounded by all four sides by all the apartments. And first thing in the morning, you'll look down at the pool and you'll go, oh, but the sun does come, and it is blinding. It was brilliant. And it moves round the pool. The sun moves round the pool as the day goes. How do we know that? Because we had a chilled out holiday where we spent the mornings into the early afternoon sunbathing, swimming in the pool, just relaxing. The stuff we would have done in Tenerife, we were very, very um, adamant that that's what we were going to do. We weren't going to Walt Disney World. We weren't going to Universal. We weren't, doing everything. This was a chill out holiday. So,
Yeah, that's. I've always wondered that with international drive as well, if I could ever do a holiday without going to the theme parks. But it sounds like you can,
yeah,
because there isn't.
definitely.
When you think about it, there is so much you can do on international drive. And you're probably in the best area as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you now, Icon Park wasn't for us. We didn't do the swings, we didn't do the wheel, we didn't do the catapult. We walked around some of the bars and stuff. The bars were fine, cracking. The Yard House, fell in love with the Yard House
Everyone loves that one.
immediately. Yeah, it's very, very much NBC Bar and Grill. I wouldn't be surprised if they run an NBC Bar and Grill on their behalf or something like that. If you do some homework, it was almost identical when you walk in. It's got these little mini iPads on each table or mobile phones. That's how you pay for everything over there now.
Well, I
Uh,
like
you
that.
you can do your ordering on them. We got a waitress come and took our order, but then any future stuff you could order on the app. On the afternoon after, so we were basically doing what we do in Tenerife or Mallorca, and that was a cheese and ham sandwich for dinner with a little side of crisps and a Pepsi Max, or I was having Dr. Pepper. Oh no, I was having root beer, sorry, because it's root beer. You're in America. Got to be
Very
done.
American of you, I was going to say then.
Yeah, yeah. I drink an antiseptic cream. Um, and then in the afternoon, I said to Kerry, come on, let's go and have a pint. And we went over to the Yard House and we sat on the bar. We had 2 pints. I can't remember what we had, but I had the IPAs. I really like saying to the staff, you pick one for me. And off, so we loved it that much. We took the girls there for our tea that night. Um, so yeah, the next day we sunbathed, and then at a certain point, me and Kerry went and did some investigation. I think on that day we seen how far Universal property was.
Oh, that's a bit of a walk
It's a 2 mile walk, a mile and a half
in
to
that
two
heat as
miles.
well.
Yeah, yeah. So you walk past Murphy's.
Gatorland and all that for other people who doesn't know where Murphys are.
Yeah, Gator Golf. Yeah, you walk past there,
Yeah, Gator
um,
Golf. Sorry, not Gatorland. That's a totally different place.
and then all of a sudden you can see Aventura there, and you're like, oh wow,
Nick's Hotel. You went past then as well. The
oh
Avanti
must have done,
Palms.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, must have done, yeah. And then on the right hand side is the Surfside Suites.
my old home.
So yeah, we didn't go in. We didn't go in. We went back instead, and I think the next day, can't days get all jumbled up. They all blend into one, as you know. All holidays merge into
Yeah,
one and everything. But we did. We ended up. We took the girls. We were walking over, and then we had a torrential. We were going to walk them up there, and we were going. The plan was it's a 2 mile walk. We're going to do it, and we're going to stop for drinks en route. Maybe two
yeah.
bars, hit 2 bars, and just take our time, and then go to City Walk, which we did. But as we're walking out, the Evans opened,
Oh,
so we ended up in Yard House. We had a drink in there for an hour. It was torrential rain, and then we got out and we just got an Uber up there, straight up there. Got out, straight in, and it was nice for me and Grace because we're going to be staying there in a couple of days to go in, have a look around,
This is
familiarise
Surfside.
yourself. Safe side, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I went and had a wee because that's what you do when you're 50,
Nice
51.
toilets, aren't they, downstairs?
Nice toilets.
Yeah.
Rather than go and have a drink in the bar, that was one of the things we kept insisting on. Let's have a drink. Let's have a drink. But we didn't. We went and got on the bus, went to City Walk. It was bizarre walking in with the family. I've done it for Halloween Horror Nights, walking in from the bus stop with Stuart. I've done it with the lads from the After Dark Podcast Network. Um, but I'm walking in with my family because we're always at the Hard Rock, where,
Yes.
so we haven't got the travelators or the security at Universal. Phenomenal. 100
Fast.
gates, all open. Bam, 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 bam. Just get you through, boss. Although it is thinking about Disney, theirs has changed considerably, but whatever, for the better. And then we just spent the afternoon and early evening on City Walk. Uh, so the new shop on the right hand side, phenomenal, lovely shop, beautiful. The merchandise, the Super Mario merchandise, the Nintendo merchandise, all amazing. And then
Really
we
good.
walked, we got and got our photographs at the Globe. We walked, had a look at Rip Ride Rocket because obviously we can't go in the park. We went and had a look at Rip Ride. Went and walked round to Islands of Adventure, took a picture there, and then we went and had a Mexican. Went to
Question.
Antojitos. Go
How
on,
hard was it not going into the theme parks, being right next to them? What did it feel like?
brilliant. Uh, it's freeing.
Yeah, that's what I always wonder because City Walk is such a good place as well. There's so much to do there. I mean, on a Tuesday, if people know this, it's very cheap to go to the cinema on a Tuesday.
Yeah, so it was busy. Don't get me wrong, it was busy, but we could walk in a family of four because we're not a family of 15, and we got a table, no problem. And we ate some fantastic Mexican food, absolutely stuffed. And we walked around a bit more. What we didn't do was go and have drinks anywhere, bizarrely, despite me saying that that's what we do. But we spent a good 3 or 4 hours there. Then we got the bus
But
back,
I know why
and
you
then
didn't
we,
have drinks. A coughing Karen to make you do it.
yeah. And then we walked back. We walked them back from Surfside. We walked them back to the Avanti, uh, and again, not a problem. Like International Drive, this is at 9, 10 o'clock at night. Not a problem. I felt
As long, yeah,
safe. I felt,
as long as you got your wits about you and everything, you'll
yeah,
get the idiots on international. I've had it on a vlog when some blokes offered to smash my camera up, and then I've lost my temper with him. But that was
yeah.
last
And
year, I think.
there is homeless people there. There is homeless people on I Drive. They just sit on.
Most of them, yeah, keep out of the way. They don't want to bother you.
Yeah, yeah. But again, we did see them just sitting on benches, just really sad, not bothering you, just with all their belongings. It is what it is. Um, we went and did a full Disney day again. Well, again after sunbathing, so we did the sunbathing, and then we got an Uber to Disney Springs, and we went and had went and got on the bus to Pop Century. First time I've ever been to Pop Century in my life.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Obviously, to me, it's a normal place because I've stayed at Art of Animation quite a few times, and I
yeah,
always used to go across to Pop Century, especially if I want to play table tennis, because there wasn't many in Art of Animation. So we'd go over to Pop, play table tennis right next to the bar, have a few drinks while playing table. Me and my brother would argue about the rules in the
yeah.
sun.
So we went to the bar, we got a round of drinks, and then the Evans opened. It was a very, very rainy Orlando this time. Very rainy every day. Same time, roughly 4 o'clock, as it used to do. Evans opened, torrential thunderstorm, everything. So we sat and had our drinks for an hour. It got a bit less, so then we went on the Skyline. Obviously, the Skyline got shut down, so we were one of the first to get back on it when it reopened. Um, and we went across to where does it go? Caribbean Beach. So
Oh yeah.
again, first time ever been to the Caribbean Beach. Both of them resorts, Pop and Caribbean Beach, looked brilliant.
Yes, they do,
Absolutely
don't
brilliant.
they? They don't
Yeah,
even feel like Disney. That's the weird thing. You feel like you're in somewhere more exotic. That
yeah,
you could have a holiday away just there. I'll give you a tip about the skyline. We did it accidentally a couple years ago. So we left Hollywood Studios to skyline back to our animation, and we did it just as all the fireworks were going off. Now most of the
yeah,
parks do their fireworks around the same time, so you could see on the skyline all the fireworks going off. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, and it's a freebie.
yeah, absolutely. And this was the point of what we were doing. So we had some dirty fries at the poolside bar. We had a couple of drinks. This was the first time where we had a server. Her name was Diamond, right? And she was lovely. She was a cracking girl.
Diamond by name, diamond by nature.
Couldn't understand a fucking word of English. She's American. Couldn't, or maybe she couldn't understand a word of Scouse. So we got told, so, is it Sebastian's next door? Maybe you can get the bread and butter pudding as a secret menu. So I says to her, "Can we get the bread and butter pudding here from next door?" And she's like, "Sorry," and I'm like, "The bread and butter pudding. Can we get it here from next door?" Sorry, I don't know. The bread and butter pudding. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're all like, because it's Ohana level bread and butter pudding.
Yeah.
And she turns up with four bread rolls and some butter.
If you're not watching on YouTube, people, you need to see Craig's face right now.
So we ate the four bread rolls and the butter. Um, and then we walked around to, what's the big new DVC, which you can see there, the big giant one. The newest DVC.
This is where we need Paul Nat from your podcast network
Yeah,
because I'm more of a Universal person and they are Disney.
yeah. Kelly's screaming at me.
Yeah.
But we walked past there anyway, and then we went and got on the Skyline to Epcot. And again, well, if you know the Skyline, you go over Paris, you go over France,
Oh
and
yes.
you see Ratatouille. So for the first time, we got to see people inside the theme park, and we were a little bit like, oh, but we got off and we walked up to the beach club. We went into the beach club. Eve bought a top. More on that in a couple of minutes, and then we went and had a couple of drinks, and then we went to the Polynesian. We so we had to do a bit of messing around, but we were able to. I think we got a bus, and then we were able to get onto the monorail, and then we went up to the Poly, and that's where we had our tea in the bar next to Ohana's, which was fabulous, the best meal. And then afterwards, we walked outside and watched the fireworks from Magic Kingdom, all for free.
See, that's the yeah. So a lot of people don't realise that you can watch these fireworks still for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think you have to be in the parks. I actually sometimes think it's better to be out of the parks because them fireworks are so bloody loud that
Well,
if you
it was just a magical night, like, and then we just got an Uber back to the Sonesta, and
what
you
sort of
know,
price was the Uber? Can you remember? $25.
I'll have it. Yeah, something like that. The Ubers weren't expensive. Another top tip: if you're going out, um, just pay for the Uber extra. It's £5 a month, right? So you get it for a week for free, and what that gives you is priority booking and a discount on every Uber that you book. So just
Yeah,
before you
I
go, yeah,
so I use Lyft because if you with Lyft as well, you can wait if you say wait 15 minutes, wait 30 minutes, they make them cheaper. So what you do is you get yourself on the app early before
yeah,
you're even planning to leave, and then you're like, well, I'm going to set it for the time I want to leave, and then they show up and save money that
and
way as well.
you can do the same on Lyft as well. So you can pay for a month for $5 for a month, and that gets you while you're there a discounted fare and a priority fare. With the Uber, I don't know if they still do it now, but you were giving you Disney Plus for free. So you sign up to the Uber Plus thing, and
Yeah.
you were getting Disney Plus for free. So what's not to
So
love? I don't know
how
if
long was you getting Disney Plus for free?
I never did it because I'd already paid in advance for the year.
I say I've got rid
So
of it now. I've not had it for a year because I just relatively didn't find it very interesting anymore. It was just all stuff I'd already seen.
well, yeah. So, that was the thing. So they do have. My point is, they do have offers on Uber, a reward scheme. You stay with us. I pay for it. I pay a fiver a month for Uber. Like I say, you get priority, you get discounted, so it's worth it. But if you only use it very rarely, and you're going out for a 2 week holiday or whatever, the day before you go, sign up to it. You get a week for free, and then you might have to pay $5 or £5, whatever it is. It's worth every penny if you're going to be using Ubers.
That sounds a good
When you,
idea because I'm obviously out for 3 weeks. And I've got the
yeah,
Lynx bus pass for the first 7 days. So I might even then, after the first 7 days, then do that with Uber for the last
yeah,
2 weeks or week or so. So
yeah. It just gives you options basically. And then we did a day where we went to Clearwater,
yeah,
a 2 hour,
I'll Clearwater Beach.
yeah, a 2 hour drive. Again, you're driving in America. What's not to love? Do you know
It's
what
an
I
easy
mean?
drive as well. It's very straight, isn't it?
Everything in America is
Yeah.
straight, just literally. Clearwater, we basically went to the first beach that we found, and we had some dinner, and then we just spent the day on the beach. And there was quite a few people there, but it wasn't crowded. The water was hot. Fish were biting, swimming up my legs. I'm sure a prawn or something jumped out the water in front of my face. It was fucking weird. Shit myself. And then drove back. Fucking phenomenal, brilliant.
My mum once had a dolphin swim up to her at
Really.
Clearwater Beach. Yeah, imagine
Oh,
how cool that is.
well, she shouldn't have been weighing in the water, should she?
She wasn't weeing, mate. She was doing the other one.
Wee. And then on another day, we went for our Disney Springs shopping day. That's when our Eve realised she'd bought the wrong size top at the beach club, and
Yeah. Before we go any further, people, this is going to be a thing. What Craig's going to tell us what's not very good from Disney anymore.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I remember you
it's
telling this story, so listen up here now, people.
so basically there's a Disney, there's a loophole for everything. And the problem with Disney is the Disney fans, the Disney nerds are their own worst enemy. So you could go and park your car in a hotel, say I've got a dining reservation. They would scan your magic band and say, oh yeah, you have got a dining reservation. You could go and park the car. You could then cancel that dining reservation and go to Magic Kingdom on the bus and leave your car in the hotel for free all
Free
day.
parking, yeah.
Yeah. So Disney people will find loopholes to avoid paying the exorbitant $30 a day car park charges. Right? They go up $2 or $3 every year. So with that being said, I will defend Disney in that, you know, I agree with them. However, we've bought, so there's signs up now saying you cannot park here anymore unless you have got a dining reservation or you're a guest. You can't park here. We had neither. However, we've bought something from the beach club, so you get the normal. Used to be welcome home. Well, it's a different America now, so we just fucking snarled at you. And I'm like, mate, my daughter bought this top 2 days ago. It's the wrong size. We're going to be 10 minutes. She's going to run in, swap it, or get her money back, and we'll be out your way. You can't park here. Well, how would you suggest we fix this, mate? Well, what you do is you go to Disney Springs and you get the bus back. And I'm like, mate, you having a laugh?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's not the Disney way, mate. Look, and the car park's busy, but there's plenty of spaces. We're going to be 10 minutes, mate. No. I said, okay, I'm going to drive up there I'm going to drop them off at the entrance, and I will go and park at Disney Springs, and they'll get the bus because we are going to Disney Springs, mate. We're going there next. So I'll do that, and they can follow us up on the bus. No, you can't. What you can do is do a U-turn off property, park up outside, and they can get out there, right?
Why do I feel that's against every health and safety rule out there as well?
Now, outside at the beach club entrance, there's no pavements. It's all grass verges. So he wants me to park in the middle of the road effectively. So in the middle of the U-turn, I am effing and blind and with my window open, calling them all the fucking gobshites under the fucking sun. He can't hear me. He's not interested. I've driven away basically. I stops. They get out, and then I carry on back out. And then me and our Grace went and drove to Disney Springs. That's when we went. So I'm in a bad mood at this point. I drove in silence. Uh, I was fuming because that is not the Disney I remember. That is not the Disney way. They were in that shop for about 5 minutes. She went in. They didn't have any sizes that she wanted. So she got a refund. She didn't have, this is another thing, people, what Disney do, right? And I suspect maybe a lot of people do it in America now. Do you want the receipt? At the time of the purchase, because I was standing there, she said, no, you're all right. Now, our UK laws, you're protected without a receipt as long as you've got proof of purchase. Proof of purchase is on your credit card. There's the transaction on my credit card. Proof of purchase. I'll have my money back. In America, with Disney, she did at the time, do you want the receipt? No, I'll be all right. So she hasn't got a receipt at this point. So when she goes in, Disney, first thing they said was, have you got a receipt? No, I haven't. Well, we need proof of purchase. Here's proof of purchase. Okay, that's not good enough. Here's a gift card instead. So they give her their money back via the gift card, which was fine because we were going to Disney Springs anyway to spend. But whatever. So in the meantime, we goes and parks in the orange car park, and me and our Grace goes and sits in the Coke bar because it's the first thing you see. So you've got to walk up a fucking stupid ramp outside the building.
You could have used a
Goes to
lift.
could have used a lift, but didn't. Walked
Yep.
up the stupid fucking ramp.
Yeah.
Gets to the bar, this fucking prick at the bar, and mate, have, she picked a float, and I said, "Have you got any beer?" Beer? Yeah, beer, mate. Beer. Yeah, have you got any beer? Beer? Oh my God, mate, have you got any beer? We don't sell beer here. And I'm like, right, okay, mate, why didn't you just say that? He was pretending he couldn't understand me. And again, another Disney fucking cast member who can't understand Scouse. And I went, have you got any whiskey then to put in a Coke? No, this is a soft drinks bar. And I went, right, all right, fucking hell, mate, all right, just give me that one. And it was a fucking blue one with fish in it, like a shit shark attack off from Universal with no alcohol in it. So I got it,
Oh,
two
they did do
drinks.
alcohol at the Coke thing.
Well, he was being a prick and he didn't save me alcohol. So $23 it was for them two drinks. And I'm like, are you fucking shitting me like that? And he's like, sorry. And I'm like, $23 for that. And he's like, yeah. And under his breath, he says to the fella who's getting the drinks, get the manager like that. Right. Get the manager, he said.
So
So
he
I
thought you were
paid.
being aggressive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I paid, went and sat down. And again, so I've had two anti-Disney incidents now in about 25 minutes. And I was just like, fuck this
One
shit.
thing I will say though, Coke isn't Disney.
No,
It's
but
in
it's
Disney
probably,
Springs. Yeah, it's on Disney properties, so it should have a higher standard.
but
But
if it's anything like Universal, at Universal, wherever they work, they're all employed by Universal. And they all change around the shops. So I've got every guess that he was a cast member. But anyway, we drinks that drink, it sticks in my throat. We goes down and we went for a walk and we ended up in Jock Lindsay's instead. And I had a
Miles
couple of
better.
pints, calmed down. The girls turned up, they had a drink. We all four of us in the air conditioning, all calmed down. And then we had a great day in Disney Springs. Apart from, we went in the Christmas shop. Now, that Christmas shop is the stuff of legends. It's one of the greatest Christmas shops in the history of the
I
world.
just saw
'Cause
Lad Baby in that.
it's full from floor to ceiling with Christmas decorations. Not this time, mate. Walks in there and it was sparse. It was barren. In the old Christmas shop, they would have big things in the middle of the floor, big displays with all Christmas decorations. All they had was on the walls around the outside.
I think I know why that's happened. One, health and
Why?
safety, because we've gone health and safety bad now with everything. And two, when it gets crowded in there, it's like going in Sports Direct. For the
Maybe,
American
maybe.
people, Sports Direct is a sports shop in England. To try and get around anywhere in it, you need to be army trained because everything is so compact together. You know, if someone's walking down one aisle, then you've got to go another one. It's like you doing like a crystal maze sort of thing.
So we basically went in for one decoration. Muppets Christmas Carol have got a fantastic Christmas decoration out this year. They didn't have it in that shop. And she says to me, um, you have to go to the shop in the Magic Kingdom.
I
I went,
knew you were
mate,
going to say that.
I haven't got a park ticket.
Craig, I do have
Why?
an idea. You
What,
haven't got
lad?
it, have you?
No.
Now we're thinking
We-
about doing one day at Disney doing park hopping. If you can send me a picture, have you got anything like Revolut or something? Send me the money. I'll come and grab it for you, and then I'll post it back to you in England.
Yeah, yeah, that's very kind of you, mate. We have got a fire in an iron in the fire, so to speak. We've got a friend over there now. We did send them the picture. I'm hoping they've picked it up, but if they haven't, I'll definitely
Yeah.
head you up. Um,
Also, Simon's going as well, so there's another shout. He's even nearer to you.
yeah, Darren's going. Darren could
Yeah,
pick it up
but
for me.
yeah, yeah, Darren, you could actually pick something up for people instead of asking them.
Yeah. Um, so what else did we do? Right. So again, we're not doing any theme parks, but then we're having a look. SeaWorld. SeaWorld, $70 each, $69, whatever. Summer special. All your food included. So what's not to love? Let's do it. Our Grace had never done. She'd been to SeaWorld as a little baby and a little toddler and never done the rides because she was too little. So let's go to SeaWorld. So we went to SeaWorld. We got the trolley bus up to SeaWorld, up I Drive. Fantastic service. Got that bus up, got off at SeaWorld, walked in, and we're in fucking SeaWorld. And I haven't been to SeaWorld for 10 years. 2015 is the last time I went to SeaWorld. It has gone downhill so bad. So bad. The rides, we did all the rides. We did all the rides. Every ride was a walk on, apart from one where we had to wait about half an hour. What you find on the rides is you self-police yourself. So there's no team member there anymore to say how many in the party. Four, five, and six. Go and stand in row one and two. You self-police yourself now, right? And then the only none of them were running two cars. They were all running one car. So it would take 3 minutes to unload and load the car. Then you'd watch that car go off for 1.5 minutes and it'd come back. And then you'd watch them for 3 minutes, unload and load it again. So cuts,
Strange.
cutbacks, cutbacks. So
I
this is
would say
August,
about their
people.
staff as well. I sum up their staff. British theme
Miserable.
park staff. British theme
Yeah,
park staff. They are. They don't care. I don't think they're full timers there. So I think I've had problems with them before. They're quite
yeah,
rude. But because you're in the
miserable.
theme park, you can't say too much to them either because it
Yeah,
can
yeah,
just
because
ruin the whole holiday.
they're just offended all the time.
Yeah.
So we went and got the food. We went and got the at 11 o'clock. We went and got our first meal. It was acceptable. It was all right food to be fair. But I says to the girl who's giving out the soft drinks, um, you could give us a smile, you know. And she just looked at me like I was a piece of shit. But anyway, SeaWorld. Will it go back again? We went and watched the Shamu show. It's not Shamu anymore. It's just some killer whales splash. Yeah, our Eve was desperate to be in the splash zone. I want to be in the splash zone because she's got all these memories of being a little girl getting splashed. And then I showed her that TikTok video of the killer whale having a massive shit and then
I've
splashing
seen
off
that. Oh,
and then
you've got to send
splashing
that to
everyone.
me.
Uh, and I'm like, so do you still want to be in the splash zone? No. So we sat up, and I understand and I know why, and we don't need to go into why they don't do it what they used to do, where they've got the staff on their noses and swimming with them and everything. I get it, but the show now is not worth. It's not worth going to. Um, the whole of SeaWorld just had a feeling of mothballed, going out of business.
I
That's what it
get it.
felt like.
I'm going to Hello Scream one night, and we like doing the houses now, but that's because we love doing the roller coasters at night more than anything. But yeah, SeaWorld, I've just lost so much. I'd rather than sell it and let Universal buy it now at
Well,
this point.
or just put a fucking car park on it. I don't know.
New
Um,
hotels,
yeah,
entertainment area,
we,
city walk on International Drive, basically, would be nice.
yeah. Well, honest to God, right? The one of the saving graces was the 4 o'clock downpour. We made it into a little bar. I'm standing there with this English couple, this retired English couple. They have got a apartment near Icon Park, near Sonesta Suites, so they knew
Jealous.
exactly where I was talking about. And he said, "Get yourself to Twin Peaks. You won't be disappointed." So I'm
Lovely
like,
frozen beer.
"Okay." So me and wifey, we had a couple of date nights where the girls had been fed. We did a couple of Uber Eats for the girls over the course of the holiday. Again, free delivery. A lot of the time, it's over $15. It's free delivery. I don't know if it's because you're a member or it's just because you're in America or whatever. It's free delivery, so you do tip them. Always tip the staff, mate. But um, so me and her were going out on little date nights, just and it was brilliant because it's just me and me bird, old Nan's walking up I drive. So we went to Twin Peaks, and we had a flatbread pizza. The staff in there are very um, accommodating, and the frozen beer was an absolute delight. I said, oh, we went back twice. We took our Eve the second night she come with us, and it was the first time she wasn't asked for ID in America. She's 21,
Oh, she
so
loved that.
she's not a big drinker anyway, but she did have a couple of drinks while we were over there. But this time, that was the first time no one ever asked her for ID. Um, and I said to the girl, "Is this frozen beer that you sell? Is this a speciality thing? Can I order a frozen beer?" And she went, "No, it's just that the glasses are in the freezer. All the beer's frozen." And I was like, "Oh, all right then." But I reveled in the IPAs over there. I drank a lot of IPAs, 7 and 8%. We went to the outlet mall. We got the trolley bus down at the other end of I Drive by Universal, and they're all fucking going batshit, running up and down in all the shops and everything. And there was a little Mexican bar that was just there doing nachos and whatever and stuff like that. But it had pumps. So I sits down at the bar and I says, I'll have one of them IPAs, whatever it was. And she goes, "Do you want a large one?" And I'm thinking, she's going to give me a pint. No. She gave me one of the fucking a Stein size thing. $18 it was. And it was about 9%. And I was
Lovely.
steaming. They only left me alone for 20 minutes. And I ended up being absolutely wasted. It was brilliant.
Oh, I love that, mate. I just looked at your Uber One thing. It is quite interesting, actually.
Yeah.
5 to 10% off of trips, £0 free delivery fee, up to 60% off of service fees, exclusive offers, priority support, cancel at any time. Members save £19 on average every month, they reckon. Yeah,
Yeah,
4.99 a month, or if you want to pay it all up front, 4 weeks annual, you get 4 weeks free, 50 quid a year.
yeah.
So it's actually quite a
So
good deal. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
yeah, and the same with Lyft. Lyft do the same thing.
I have to look into
So
that. So you go top tip from Krieg. Better put that on Orlando and that as well, mate, so people know about that.
yeah, I will. I will. You probably get more listeners than me. Certainly more viewers, though. So
Mm, definitely not on podcasting right now because podcasting is a cesspool of everybody now. Everyone's got a podcast.
yeah, yeah. My nan's got one and she's dead.
Yep.
So on the whole, mate, I fell in love with iDrive. I absolutely, whether it was the Chick-fil-A or the only place we went up the other end. So we walked instead of coming out of Sonesta Suites, instead of turning left, the point. We went to the point, and
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's been really done up lately. So
and it was shit. I
I've
wouldn't
led that up
fucking
so good.
yeah. I wouldn't go back there. If the only place we ate in the pub on our last night of our holiday, and the only thing that saved it was the staff, was the lad who served us. I wanted fish and chips, but they had sausage and mash, and I said, and he went, "I'll get you a sausage." So he literally got me a sausage. So that was the saving grace. But the first, it was like this TikTok celebrity has got a bar in there. Oh, where's the point? I'm looking, and it was shocking. So we walks in straight away. It's empty, so that's bad. Then I asked for an IPA and it comes in a can.
Oh,
That's bad. Yeah. And then the girls had whatever they had, soft drinks and everything. Um, and then they come out with the bill, and again they give you the tablet. The service charge is automatically applied, and then if you pay I need to find what it was called. Oh, it's very hard to see things on the maps. Um, but you had to pay a service charge to pay using the QR code on the thing. It was awful. So, but then they asked me for feedback, so I fucking told them.
no, that's really bad, mate. They shouldn't be doing things like that. But this is the problem. They want service charges and tips these days. I think they're going too far with it all, and they can't understand why the rest of the world's getting upset with it.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for the staff because if they just travelled around the world, they would see how much they're getting conned.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So it wasn't a wet an anticlimax for the last night because the pub saved it. I think Barry does his meetups, theme park Baza.
Yep.
I think he does a meet up there now, or he's about to do a meet up there now at the pub. So that would be one to go to if he's doing a meet up when you're there. Um,
Well, if you see it, mate, give us a shout because there'll be other YouTubers there, and it's always good to
yeah,
intermingle with each other,
yeah,
get
yeah,
tips
yeah.
and tricks.
I walked up. What surprised me was across the road at the what's it called? Where my brain's gone to mush. The the yard, the yard house. I says to the girl, Liverpool, Chelsea, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Community Shield. It's on Sunday morning. Like I think it kicked off over there at about 9 o'clock, something like. Oh no, 10 o'clock kickoff.
Right.
And she goes, "Oh no, we don't open till 11." And I'm like, "Oh right, okay." And then I put it, and I'm like, "But this is Liverpool, mate, the greatest team in the world." And she's like,
But
"Yeah, yeah,
well,
well,
obviously the second best, obviously behind the world champions Chelsea.
the world champions, yeah, forgot that bit." Um, so anticlimax. So I put it in the group, and you and Simon said Murphy's Bar or the sports bar on top of the Disney shop. So I goes and I says, right, I'm going to watch the match. Leaves them sunbathing and I walks and I sees the bar there up on the roof. And I walks in and there's a fella mopping the floor. And I went, mate, this is the sports bar, innit? And he went, yeah. I went, Liverpool Crystal Palace. And he went, we don't open till 11. And I'm like, you having a laugh? And he was like, yeah. So I ended up in Murphy's. I sat on the bar. I had a bacon butty with British bacon.
Oh,
Um,
lovely. Did they
yeah.
cook it properly, though?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was beautiful, mate. It was lovely bacon butty. The staff there, I didn't know I was talking to the one of the owners. The
Male
lady,
or female? Yeah, she's from Europe.
yeah, she was, yeah. But I was gabbing to her. I was gabbing to this Al fella who bizarrely is a Chelsea fan,
Top man.
but he's from the Midlands. But
But
he's
that's like a
sounds very,
Liverpool fan from London, isn't it? So it works
yeah,
its way.
yeah. But he sounds he's lived in America an awful long time, so he was very American how he sounded. But we had a cracking chat. Everywhere you turned your head. But the only downside was there was Crystal Palace fans in there, and there,
And they're a bunch
there
of
was
tits.
yeah there was one fella in there who was an absolute wanker. Um, effing and black. Everybody is just it's a family pub. There's kids in there. Everyone's having breakfasts. There's a load of men in there watching the match. There's Liverpool fans. I'm not a full kit wanker. I don't wear a Liverpool top. I'm just sitting there in my gear, watching the game, politely watching the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And this fella on down there is effing and blind, and he's punching things, he's kicking things, just being a fucking bit of a wanker, to be honest. And when he got the winning penalty, he volleyed the bar and started effing and blind.
Did they throw him
Uh,
out?
no, because an eruption. It was an ejaculation of victory.
I suppose
Obviously,
when yeah, but when you're maybe it's because you
yeah,
and me support teams that win a lot of trophies. We
yeah.
sort of, we don't have
It,
that anymore.
it's a charity shield. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pick your battle. You've just won a friendly, basically. I'd like it to be like it is in mainland Europe, where it's called the Super Cup in every country and whatever, and it means a bit more. But over here, it is what it is. Community. It used to be called the Charity Shield, for God's sake. But whatever. That was the only. But do you know what? I've sat there. I drank Modelo on tap. I had about, well, I had 3 pints actually, I'll be honest, because I was very conscious. I didn't want to ruin the holiday by turning up steaming after watching 90 minutes of football. Um, so I had 3 pints, 1 pint every, you know, 40 minutes or so. Done me.
A
It
lot of
was lovely.
drafts in there as well, isn't there? That's what I like
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Murphy's. There's a lot of choices in there, so you won't
Cracking
miss
bar,
out.
cracking bar. The fella next to me had a full English. It looked banging. Had a cracking menu. Um, like I say, I just had the bacon butty. It was on a bread roll, proper English bacon. I was expecting streaky shite, but no, it was English bacon. Cracking.
Really good. So let's get to
Yeah.
the question now,
Go on.
because obviously I led everyone onto the gatekeeper, and we've gone through the whole holiday here. What was it like for you staying off property?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I can't. The thing is, I don't know if this is a loophole, because to try and stay at Sonesta Suites in August next year was with Virgin was coming in at 7 grand because we went and had a look straight away. Although we've already booked, I just wanted to see.
I
So
would say
obviously,
if you're looking at August again, maybe look around February time, and you'll probably see the
yeah,
price drop a lot.
February was for a week in February. It was about 3 grand. Now we
Yeah,
got
I
10
reckon if
days.
you look to book in February, so if you set wait till February and then look to book
Yeah,
for August, the price will
yeah,
probably drop. It's probably the flights are overpriced right now.
yeah. And the thing for us was this was literally 3 weeks before we were going. You know,
Yeah, so
we we
last minute
we had,
deals.
yeah, I think so. Um, but would it go again? Absolutely.
Would
Would
you
I
stay there
go?
again?
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Like I say, the only thing it didn't have, it had a shop which sold beer in $6 it was for the can of Stella. So that's all right. it's
Quite big cans
expensive.
out there as well, aren't they? So,
It was the smaller cans,
oh, okay,
so
not great then.
so
But don't
not
you
so
have a
great.
off license across the road quite near you?
There was a Walgreens opposite the McDonald's, which was a 10-minute walk. And but again, I didn't want. There was the odd person who had the ale in the fridge. Obviously, that's what you can
Yeah,
do. Just, but we didn't. We chose not to. But I would have liked the ability to go inside or sit outside in the shade with an ice cold pint. But that's the only thing. If you book through Virgin, there was no service charges to pay. The parking was free, everything like that. So you saved money that way. If you try and pay direct with Sonesta, you'd end up there's all service because I had a look the other day on the website. They do the daily service charge and that type
yeah.
of stuff.
So we've got the same thing with Villatel. There is a resort charge, but when
Yeah,
we originally booked, we'd had to pay the resort charge when we was going to show up. Then we added someone on what took £300 off the holiday and the resort charge. And in fact, we saved about 600 quid on top of what we already paid. It was really
yeah,
strange. But yeah, I always say book through British Airways, Virgin, someone like that, because they usually are
yeah,
the ones who get all the good deals.
yeah. So there's a hell of a lot of work going on around that McDonald's on the I4 junction. They were digging the roads up everywhere. There's queues everywhere. The traffic was always bad. There's traffic cones out everywhere. As you know, the traffic lights. Oh my God, there's so many traffic lights to just cross the road. It can take you 20 minutes to walk 400 feet if you've got to cross so many roads.
Yeah.
Um, but apart from that, it was the holiday I needed. Would it go again? Absolutely. I can't wait for the time in my life where I can say to wifey, come on, girl, it's September. Let's go and stay in Drive for 10 days. Let's just go. That type of
Oh yeah, because
holiday.
the kids will be old enough as well. Here's a question for
Yeah.
you then, totally off subject. Can you think of any past holiday and absolutely yeah? Because you've probably got so many. A hilarious holiday thing, a big fail, something funny's happened to somebody or yourself.
I mean, there's loads of, because we go with, purely for me, one of the times we were in Epcot, watching the fireworks. We had paid, so it used to be again, Disney fans ruin everything. So one of the hidden gems was to go and eat in the Rose and Crown, go and ask for an outside table, and eat dead slow, and you'll be able to sit there and watch the fireworks. Well, everyone does that then, because we all got podcasts.
Yeah.
Everyone watches the vlogs, so it gets out and Disney go, hold on, there's an idea. So what they did, Disney, and what they do now, I still think they do it, is you can pay for a set menu type restaurant type experience, and then they have got a private viewing area to watch the fireworks. So they've ruined it basically, but it's not that bad. It's still all right. So we did it in 2019. We went to the private viewing area. And as I'm standing there, all the family around me, there's a famous photograph of me where I've clipped a curb and fallen backwards into the bush. And somebody got the photograph where I am, like that,
Oh, dear.
in the bush. Um, the first Halloween Horror Nights with Stuart. Um, Stuart was always anti Orlando, anti Universal, especially anti Disney. Not for my family. It's not for us. Waste of money, blah blah blah. So the first time we went was for my 40th. Kerry wanted to buy me a present, so she said, "I'll pay for you and Stuart to go to Halloween Horror Nights." And I'm like, "What?" And 10 years ago, we stayed somewhere on iDrive, can't remember where. It was about 1,100 quid for indirect flights via Chicago, and we got a car thrown in. That's how cheap it was 10 years ago. Yeah. Or whatever. Well, it's 14 years ago now. So, well, 30, 12 years, whatever. And I felt a lot of pressure on that holiday to sell the product to Stewie. He's my best mate in the whole world, and I love him to pieces like a brother. But I wanted this holiday to be perfect. And on I think it was the first night of going into Halloween Horror Nights, I want to go and get our print out of the tickets because you could take them to guest services and they will exchange them for real tickets, physical tickets with a barcode on it for you for when you're going through to scan, bang, bang, bang. So we're going to guest services. I goes under the railings and split my pants, ripped, and I don't mean a little tear. I mean top of my ass crack down to the
Oh,
bottom of my ass crack, and then hard left, an inverted L of a
oh
rip it was.
dear.
Yeah. And again, there's me. There's so much pressure on this holiday. I want this holiday to be perfect because I want to. I want my mate to love Orlando. He's my best mate. I want to be able to, our two families to go to Orlando, something which we've never done, and I don't think we would do now because everyone's older and everything like that. But um, I just wanted it to be perfect. And on opening night of our holiday, I've now ripped my pants and we're fucked here. So it goes to guest services and I tells them what had happened. And Universal give me $100 gift card to go and buy a new pair of pants. And I
That's
went into the
unbelievable.
sale.
$100 as well.
Yeah, I go. Well, they must have known how much shorts were. I goes
Surf shop was no
into the
longer there.
safe shop, yeah, rest in peace. And I got myself these fucking sky blue pair of shorts, cracking they were. And to my fucking horror, I got rid of them after about 3 years. They were the most expensive fucking clothes I owned, basically. Um, that was a funny. And then with Stuart again, Halloween Horror Nights. The next time we went 2 years later, we've gone through Thomas Cook. We've got our we've got the park ticket, the Halloween Horror Night ticket that doesn't get you admission on a Saturday night,
Okay,
right?
right. Yep. I know where this is going.
So we thinks, or I thinks, because Stuart doesn't do any of the planning, he just goes, "I'll go along with you. I'll go along with you." So we go and get pissed, and it's out on the feed for. I suspect it's on Universal After Dark. So you'd have to go back a few years because I think it's Halloween Horror Nights 25. Um, and we're in the NBC Bar and Grill. It was the year it opened. It was the week it opened. It was fucking nearly enough the day it opened almost. And we're upstairs in the bar drinking Orlando Swamp Juice IPA, which is about 12%, something stupid like that, with whiskey shots. And we end up getting twatted and recording one of the best podcasts you'll ever hear. Um, Fucking ridiculous. But we then goes up on the Saturday to go to Halloween Horror Nights, and our tickets don't work. It's like, oh, so
God.
we goes to guest services, and again there's a massive queue. And this is two Halloween Horror Nights running now. That me, I've ruined the holiday now. And Stuart's being very patient, but you can see his face. His face is like fucking thunder, and we should be in the event, but we're not. We're in a fucking big queue. And we get to the front and he goes, "Oh yeah, you've got whatever the tickets are that don't get you in on." No, no, the fella on the phone told me you don't get in on a Friday night. And she's like, "No, it's Saturday night, mate. I can get you in tonight, two tickets with two expresses for $1,000."
So 500 each. So
Yeah. And I'm like, "Girl, I'm not fucking paying it." I said, "Mate, I've come over here for a weekend. I've flown over. We flew over on Thursday. We've we're just trying to get in, and we've cocked up somewhere, or yous have cocked up somewhere, or whatever. Something's happened somewhere. Cross communication is there nothing you can do." And we had express on our tickets,
yeah,
so we must have had like for every other night apart from Saturday, whatever that ticket's called. And
freaking fear.
her boss comes out and he said, "I'm going to comp you two tickets for tonight, and I'm going to comp you. I can see your Express is on here. I'm going to comp you two Express." So they give us the tickets for free. Again,
Wow.
Universal. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I can remember after C19 with annual passes, a lot of us had annual passes. they didn't stop them, they froze them. So when we came back, we got back into the park area, they saw our stuff, and most people did it over Facebook. I phoned up, had a nice little code, and they went, "Here's your annual passes again. Continue from the date you had." So we had ages left on our annual passes instead of getting new ones. Well, I
Yeah,
think Disney would have said tough.
yeah. You know, Universal. Yeah, there's too many memories, mate. Too many holidays. You know, some of the best times I've had have been at Halloween Horror Nights, and basically this year around March time, I said to our Grace, "What do you want to do? You're going to get your GCSEs. Do you want me to give you money as a reward for working hard, or do you want me to take you to Halloween Horror Nights?" Something that I'd been threatening to do from when we walked out the gates, me and Stuart last year. And she went, "I want to go to Halloween Horror Nights." And by sheer fluke, my rest day pattern and everything worked out to go opening weekend. And I didn't want her to miss the start of her A levels because education is important. I wanted her to be in school. So again, the only time we could go was opening weekend. We just had to fucking do it.
It is an idea. Yeah, I've just changed room, everyone. Don't worry about it. So instead of doing the next episode with you on the Epic Travels podcast, if people
Yeah,
want to hear how Halloween Horror Nights, if Simon's free as well, how about Craig comes on and tells us how that trip went on the Halloween Horror Events podcast
yeah,
instead
definitely.
of yeah.
I'll come on that.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
defo.
do you think, mate? What do you think of this? Is my
Beautiful. Looks like
basement.
a dungeon. Yeah. Um, we're flying out on the Wednesday from Manchester, Aer Lingus. Um, I did have outside chances that maybe it was cast member preview night. I don't think it is. Um, I did ask Malaby and Ripley if they knew anybody, could they sort us out some tickets. Nobody's come back to me, so we're going to Walmart instead. Not asked. We haven't got park tickets again, so we're not going in the parks. We're not going to Epic. Oh, before we drove past Epic. Epic is right by Icon Park.
Yeah, that
That's how
blows everyone's mind. That does blows
that's how
every.
far
It's
away it
shocking.
is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't realize when you drive down from the airport as well, you can literally see Epic in the new hotels right
yeah,
near
yeah.
iDrive. It's mental.
Bonkers. But anyway, so we're staying in Surfside, which after speaking to you and Simon, that was the smaller, more intimate one, which I felt would be less overwhelming for our Grace because she's just coming away with her old dad and whatever. Um, Smaller, all she wants to do is sunbathe. She wants to lie in, sunbathe, and then go to the event and close it out. For what we've got the premium scare night on the Thursday. We paid for
But it's
that.
sold out, I believe, this year.
Yeah,
But there's still not that many people in there, in my opinion. So I think it'll be fantastic.
I'm hoping it'll be fantastic. I'm hoping to try some of the food, but I won't be. When we were there last year, they've got food booths everywhere. Brilliant. They've got all this special food. They've also got all these special food queues everywhere. They are absolutely everywhere. The queues around the fucking block for a marshmallow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Um, so me and Stuart last year didn't eat nothing. We ate nothing that was themed for Halloween on nights. I had a turkey leg and we went in Mel's dying for the first time. Burgers in there, a banging can of IPA, not ideal. But it was a boss little scran in there. So this year we're doing that night where I hope to try some of the food. Um, she wants to close it out every night. Now that's 2 o'clock in the morning. She's 16. She can do it. I want to do it. The latest me and Stuart stayed was after midnight. And at the back of the park on that Sunday night, last year with Stuart, you could come off the haunted house and you could walk back in if you wanted. It was
Yeah.
empty. It was empty.
Usually from, I would say around 11 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on a Sunday, it starts emptying really well. And you can
Yeah.
get so much done around them times.
So we're doing that on the Thursday night. So I don't know what time that shuts because I haven't looked yet. I'm hoping it's late. I'd like to do each house twice if I can. Now that's a lot of walking, so that might not be depends on how much, if we have had an afternoon nap or whatever. Um, then we're there for opening night. Now, the other day, yesterday, I paid for the early park admission for us, so we can get in from 3 o'clock on opening night. And I'm going to get to the back of the park because we haven't got express on opening night. And we're going to do the houses at the back of the park because, as you know, top tip, if you're by the Simpsons area, you can smash out 3, 4, 5 houses before it gets busy.
Yeah, it's a lot more easy. They do stagger them open these days, so the back of the park ones are usually open later. But with
Yeah,
this new wave as well, you don't have to be stuck in one area anymore. So you can walk
yeah,
around the park as well. So if you
yeah,
want to
yeah,
go to
yeah.
a different bar, I mean, you're probably Mo's having an IPA, what's it
Well,
called? Not
the
Shocktoberfest.
October,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That last year, me and Stuart had one of the best memories of me in my life is sitting on the bar. I mean, there's two memories in Mo's that stand out to me, and it was 2019 on the first night. Me and Stuart have flew in from Manchester. Nick and Paul have flown in from London, and we met in Mo's. That's where we arranged to
Yeah.
meet. And all that planning, all the like, we literally started the Halloween Horror Night, the After Dark Halloween adventure to document that year. And it was only supposed to be for that year, that podcast, 2019, the run up to it, and then the audio of it, and then that podcast was done then. We've limped along every year now since then, doing the occasional episode. But I go back and listen to that year, 2019, quite a lot. And then, so there was that night, Mo's magical night, just sitting there with the boys. Nick's a fucking fanny. He doesn't drink. He'd literally drink water. He's a fucking minge bag, tighter than a duck's fanny. I don't mind putting my hand in my pocket for a pint. Um, and then last year, me and Stuart sat on the bar with the barmaid. None of the teeth were her own. She was tattooed up. She swore like a fucking trooper. We sat there for 2 hours. I think we had 2 pints or 3 pints. We didn't sit there for 2 hours. Sat there for half an hour, something like that. But they were $18 each for fucking Oktoberfest, which is fucking scandalous for what it is. You're drinking it out of a plastic fucking pint glass,
Yeah.
but whatever. Um, so then we're there on the Saturday night, which is our last night. We bought individual park tickets for each night. We didn't get one of the. I know there was an original idea when I was talking to you, Simon, very kindly. Simon is staying in his condo, isn't he? And he said there's a spare bed. Get the ticket that gets
Not
you
spare,
a
but he's got an
month.
actual, yeah, spare bedroom. It's massive, his condo.
Yeah, and he said go with your daughter, spend them days, and then get a cheap flight afterwards towards the end of September and come over again. And I was like, I can't. I just can't justify it. But maybe one year we can do a swinging party with Julie, and then we fly home on the Sunday. And we fly back to Dublin. We have 5 hours in Dublin on Monday, and then we hop over back to Manchester. So we're back in Liverpool on the Monday, and then she's back in school on the Tuesday, and I'm back in work on the Tuesday. So it's a 5 day flying visit.
So there you go, people. If you want to know how that one goes, you got to check out the Halloween Horror Events podcast and more in depth, Craig's podcast. What is
Yeah,
called again?
After Dark Halloween Adventure. Go back to the very start of that podcast in 2019. There's only about 50 episodes, if that, maybe. But that 2019 is the run up to our where we met each other for the first time, Phil, at our podcast meetup in the NBC Bar and
When I
Grill.
started C19.
Yes, when you invented C19, I remember you being not very well at that
Yep.
event. You were drinking soft drinks. Now,
I couldn't drink anything else. I would have died.
Stuart didn't go to the event. He went and spent. He just meandered and did whatever he wanted to do, and um, he poured me basically half a pint of vodka in the room because I was terrified. I'm on all these podcasts and I'll chat shit with anybody, but we knew how many people would you say was there? Maybe 20, 25.
Oh yeah, it's a really good photo as well of it.
Yeah, brilliant photo. And some of them people had come from Canada, Texas, Australia, you know, all across the fucking world just to come and
Bolton. Ugh.
Bolton, just to come and see us dickheads. Or I think it was mainly Boston, to be honest. But
I wonder why.
I know. But mate, you know, so go back and listen to the start of that podcast. I still go back and listen to it myself. Um, what I do think about all the podcasts that we do is all these podcasts will be here when we're gone. So we're leaving our little bit of history behind. I think stuff like that's
So
brilliant.
it is a good segue. Now, let's list some of the podcasts. Let's go for the big ones so everyone knows them because you've been doing them for how many years now?
I started, so 2009 when I come back off that holiday, clinically depressed. You had to have your computer open and iTunes open to
Yeah.
sync with your iPhone back then. And I just typed in Disney World, Walt Disney World into iTunes, and it come up with all the old Disney Brit, Iron Orlando, um, WDW Radio, you know, all the podcasts. Even I think 2010, UUOP had been born, and I couldn't. I used to work at Preston. I used to drive trains out of Preston, so I had an hour commute each way, and I used to listen in the car to Led Zeppelin, to Red Hot Chili Peppers. But then I found these podcasts. Oh my God! So I'm listening about Disney. I'm soaking it up like a sponge. And Disney Brit, I'd email them, and they'd read out my email on the fucking podcast, and I'd think, oh my God, I'm a celebrity. And and then what was the podcast that I was with Chris Speed? What was that one called? And oh, but Your Mousecast. I helped out on Your Mousecast, and then they decided to shut that down, which and just them two had had enough of it, and then started a new podcast up a week later. Um, me and me and Lee caused fucking murder on the podcast wars. Um, Me and Lee fell out twice, big fallout for years. We talk now, but it's never been the same. We've never got that magic back. Um, I look up to Lee massively. UUOP is a machine. He knows what he's doing. It's fucking immense. It's a boss podcast. Uh, I ended up so on Disney Brit. They had a member who left. So I said, why don't you do an American Idol, a Disney Brit Idol? It was my suggestion. So Paul Dolan, Nick, um, and Boniface all tried to get on Disney Brit as a host. So they did a competition, and they all had to send in a little bit of audio and all that. Well, none of them got on. They picked a girl called Kez, and apparently it was because she was good at marketing. So it was a fucking ploy on their behalf. Um, so out of rage, um, Diz After Dark was born, and it was Boniface and Nick. And if you go back, I think the first episode's on our feed on Diz After Dark. It's just them two swearing like schoolboys, talking about Disney all
We've all had
angry.
episodes like that.
But and then I think after about 10 episodes, Dolan gets involved. And then not long after that, I got involved. But at the time, I thought I was a Twitter icon. So I used to do a lot of their tweets in the background, set up guests. I used to be the pub singer, if you remember. I used to do stupid stuff like that. But I was never really, if you go back on UUOP's feed, I'm on about episode 6 something like that. I went on as a guest. I couldn't believe it that I was on a podcast. I thought I was something fucking special. It was unbelievable. And then obviously I got more and more involved in Diz After Dark. It got bigger and bigger. Um, I invented Universal After Dark. Lee thought we were competition. We've never been competition. They've always been streets ahead, always out there. And then we did a podcast network. You were part of the podcast network for a bit.
Not
And
before I went mental because of COVID.
I think we all went mental because of COVID. I certainly had a fucking
Yeah,
breakdown during
to let you know,
COVID.
we had fallouts as well. But I
Yeah,
honestly
yeah.
do think COVID has made us all go a bit stupid at that time.
Definitely, definitely. But we ended up with about 30 podcasts in the podcast network, and it was all geared for cross promotion to try and grow our products, basically. And it doesn't. The worst thing that happened to podcasts was COVID, because now everyone's got a podcast, as Phil
Yeah.
says. Everyone's got a fucking podcast. I do. Universal After Dark. I'm the main host after Nick spat his dummy out over some artwork that he didn't like for Diz After Dark.
Don't
And
know who made
Universal
that.
After I've got no idea. So he quit. Then he come back after. So P-Dabs took over Diz After Dark. I did Universal After Dark. I think the Disneyland Paris podcast went under for a year. I can't remember. But I'd already done Orlando with Luke. Orlando is basically an Orlando-based travel agent who's a
Oh,
uh,
please
who's
quickly introduce people to Morlando if you can. Do a quick promo.
there will be an episode of Orlando with me and Luke. I suspect it'll be after my second Orlando trip. Let me just see if Orlando's available. Oh, hey, I am Orlando, and I am sitting here on whatever the fuck Phil's podcast is called this week. Nobody knows he changes his podcast icons more than I change the water in the hot tub of love. Anyway, Tiny Tim is picking Pringles out the filter of the hot tub of love. The filter just happens to be in between my legs. Fucking hell, Orlando. What's that all about? Woof. So that's what Orlando's like. He always opens the episode and then he disappears and we'll talk.
Very rated R.
Yeah, I mean, you were very briefly on Orlando as a host. It's gone through various iterations, like yourself. It goes on hiatus all the time. We did After Dark Halloween Adventure purely to document the 2019 trip. Um, I did Ego. I started Ego with Nick. Then Lee come on. Then Nick and Lee had a fallout. Then Nick quit. We shut it down. We went a Patreon only. Then Stuart come on as a host. Then my mother-in-law and father-in-law died within a day of each other, so I stopped podcasting. So Ego, everybody's got one, hasn't come back. Me and Stuart did a the biggest podcast I've ever done.
Christmas one.
It's Christmas.
You've
It's
got to bring that
Christmas.
back.
I've got to, but it's just Stuart's always reluctant. He spits his dummy out and doesn't want to.
I like is
Um,
was it you and Stuart who did the song as well? Cannon and Ball. What is
yeah,
now
yeah, yeah,
a very big thing on TikTok that everyone wants that song to be this year the Christmas number one.
yeah.
Would be
Unbelievable song,
fantastic.
beautiful song. Yeah, it just reminds me of my nan and granddad's when I was a little boy. What me and Stuart did with the Ego is we made it like two parts. We do a song in the middle, and then we add the cannon and ball to end it. Um, Brilliant. Boss podcast. I love podcasts with Stuart. He's my best mate in the whole world. If I had to choose, if I had to lose all podcasts, the the only podcast I would keep would be the Ego one. And it's Christmas. Um, we did a we did a football one, a Liverpool and Everton football podcast for a while, me and Stuart. And we did we went back to the 70s and we did what was number one on the day of the derby. So what was
Right.
going on? So we did the result of that, what took place that game, what the score was, and what the number one was. Two Tribes, it was called.
Because
Brilliant
obviously
little,
you guarantee 2 games a year, and then sometimes if you're met in cups, there'd be more games as well. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the problem is myself. I try to be as professional as I can, and I used to listen to the Today and iOS podcast, and he used to do a podcast. I used to send you the link. Listen to him, listen to Rob Walsh. He'll teach you how to be a better podcaster. And to grow your podcast, he always said you need regular content. If you say you're going to be weekly, be weekly. If you say you're going to be monthly, be monthly. But your listeners will unsubscribe if you say I'm going to be weekly and you don't do an episode for 6 weeks. They'll unsubscribe. So I've always been my own worst critic, and I listen to everything I do. I listen to all my own podcasts. And that's how vain I am. But I always get very frustrated when we say we're a weekly podcast and we don't do it. We say we're a monthly podcast. So everyone has mental peaks and troughs. When I'm on a trough, I quit podcasting. I spit my toys out and I shut that podcast down and I shut that podcast. And one of the few things that Nick ever said to me that made sense is it's just a podcast, mate. It's just a podcast. And whether you quit or you don't quit, it'll still be there. And you can just start it up again. So go and have a break.
Unless it's podcast art and then it's not just a podcast. So, I love Nick these days. Them days are over. I'm just jesting.
I think it's all, we're all older, we're all wiser, and we all just realise it's a podcast. These are just podcasts. We're all nerds. We're all fans of something. We all love podcasting. And you can't be best mates with everybody in the world. Some people are just dickheads. I'm a dickhead. I get bored, and I used to love causing murder. Now I'm 51. Can't be asked. I might be dead tomorrow. I might wake up dead tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
If you woke up dead.
Yeah. Ghost. First podcast from the other side. But it's just a podcast.
Totally agree. Right, I've got to go cinema scene. So,
what are you
your
watching?
socials. I'm going to watch. It's a horror. Everyone's telling me to go and watch.
Oh,
it's been out for a few weeks.
Yeah, it looks good. I know the kids one.
Yeah, I saw bits of it and I thought, I can wait for it. But everyone's telling me to go and watch it at the cinema. Weapons.
Oh, good. My socials, I haven't really got any. I shut down
Just share
Twitter.
more. Instagram. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, BCL1973. That's about all I use now.
And you'll see his holiday photos. So if you want to see how his trips went, what we've just talked about, and future ones, go and check it out.
Yeah. Spot
right,
on.
Craig, I'm going to let you go because I've got to go and be scared.
Go ahead, lad. See you
right.
later. Thanks for having me on. Good luck, Eddie.
Everyone, God save me. On that point, everyone, stay epic.